Gentlemen, pay attention. Right now, somewhere in the world, a younger woman is smiling at an older man, and it's not because of his car, his wallet, or even his charm. It's much deeper than that. It's biological. It's psychological. And most men don't even realize it. By the end of this video, you'll understand the secret behind that smile, what it says about her subconscious mind, and how older men can truly harness this invisible power. When we talk about attraction, many men think youth is a factor for women. They assume they're on the losing side. But evolution tells a different story. Older men carry something younger women subconsciously notice: experience, stability, and subtle confidence. Here's the truth. A smile from a younger woman is often a signal of her subconscious attraction to traits that can't be faked: your calm, your authority, your ability to provide safety and stability. This is not manipulation. This is biology. Her brain recognizes these traits before her conscious mind even processes them. Evolutionary psychologists actually refer to this dynamic as the George Clooney Effect. Research confirms that while a woman's physical reproductive peak happens in her 20s, a man's resource-holding potential, his actual capacity to navigate the world, solve complex problems, and protect his inner circle, usually doesn't peak until his 40s or 50s. She picks up on the micromechanics of your behavior. Younger guys are often jittery and rush to fill awkward silences. You don't. You speak slower, you move with deliberate pacing, and you don't flinch when social pressure spikes. Her nervous system literally reads that low resting heart rate as a massive survival advantage. Furthermore, the acoustic resonance of a man's voice deepens over time, carrying lower frequencies that studies show directly trigger physical attraction and command attention in a crowded room without you having to shout. Now, let's talk about the psychology behind the smile. The human brain is wired to detect microsignals, tiny facial expressions, fleeting eye contact, and subtle body language. For example, when she smiles with her eyes, not just her mouth, it signals genuine interest. The corners of her eyes crinkle, her gaze lingers slightly longer than polite conversation. This is a form of nonverbal communication, a subtle acknowledgement of your energy. Notice how she might slightly lean forward or unconsciously touch her hair while smiling. These are not accidents. They are automatic, subconscious reactions. Her body is broadcasting attraction without a single word. Let's dig deeper into the biology here. That genuine eye smile actually has a clinical name, the Duchenne smile. It triggers a specific muscle called the orbicularis oculi, which is almost impossible for humans to flex on command. If that muscle fires, she isn't faking the emotion. Watch her blink rate, too. When a woman is captivated, her brain releases a sudden hit of dopamine. This chemical surge causes her pupils to dilate so she can visually take in more of you, and her blinking will naturally slow down. You might also catch her eyes tracing a subtle pattern on your face, looking from your left eye to your right eye, down to your lips, and back up. Psychologists call this the intimacy triangle. It completely overrides the standard, polite social gaze. And that hair touch? It does a lot more than just fix a stray curl. It physically exposes the sensitive skin and naturally occurring pheromones on the side of her neck to your space. Finally, listen carefully to her vocal tone. While polite friendliness or nervous energy makes a pitch go up, deep attraction often causes a woman's voice to drop slightly. It becomes softer, slower, and noticeably more resonant as she speaks directly to you. Here's why most older men don't notice this. They overthink. They assume women only respond to youth, looks, or status. Meanwhile, she's showing you signals that are rooted in instinct, biology, and deep psychology, signals that only a man confident in himself can recognize. Older men often fail because they are too focused on external validation, money, appearance, status. They forget that attraction is mostly unspoken and primal. The smile she gives you is a test. Her body is quietly assessing your energy, your presence, and your dominance, not your age. Let's look at the actual science behind this blind spot. When you are hyper-focused on your gray hair or the fact that you aren't 30 anymore, you experience what psychologists call selective attention. You become literally blind to her green lights because your brain is too busy scanning for signs of rejection. You miss the micro-expressions. You completely miss her pupils dilating for a fraction of a second when you walk into the room. You don't notice the way her voice naturally drops half an octave when she speaks to you compared to the younger guys around her. Here is a biological reality most men completely ignore. Younger guys might have peak physical stamina, but their nervous systems are often chaotic. They're anxious, eager to please, and constantly reacting to their environment. Women are biologically wired to seek emotional regulation. When an older man stands his ground, speaks slowly, and holds eye contact without flinching, his calm energy actually lowers a woman's cortisol levels. Her physical stress drops. She feels viscerally safe. You are offering her a grounded reality that a 25-year-old simply cannot fake. And when it comes to status, guys get the definition completely wrong. True status isn't the heavy watch on your wrist or the car keys on the table. It is situational dominance. It is how you handle a chaotic environment without losing your temper. It is your absolute lack of panic when things go wrong. Studies on relationship dynamics show that mature women often find men their own age emotionally exhausting. They are tired of having to build a man from the ground up. They want a finished product. When her body assesses you, she is looking for that quiet certainty. She wants to see if you will break your frame just to impress her. The exact moment you try to act younger, force modern slang, or awkwardly flash your wallet, you fail the biological test. You instantly strip away the exact mature, stoic anchor she was naturally drawn to in the first place. So, what should you do when a younger woman smiles at you? First, don't overreact. Don't interpret it as an invitation for flirtation immediately. Instead, maintain calm, confident energy. Mirror subtly with a slight nod, a small smile, and direct eye contact. Let the moment linger. When you do, apply the 3-second rule. Hold her gaze for exactly 3 seconds before smoothly looking away. Breaking eye contact too fast screams anxiety, while staring too long triggers her natural threat response. 3 seconds is the exact sweet spot for building raw, unspoken tension. As you smile back, make sure your expression fades slowly. A smile that drops instantly is a nervous reflex, but a slow-fading smile demonstrates absolute emotional control. By responding with grounded confidence rather than desperation, you amplify the attraction. Your calm, controlled demeanor tells her subconscious mind that you are secure, experienced, and trustworthy, the exact traits that sparked her smile in the first place. You can physically double this effect right after the interaction. Once you exchange that brief look, subtly turn your shoulders just an inch or two away from her. This tiny physical pivot communicates that you aren't dropping your entire reality just because an attractive woman looked your way. While a younger guy might immediately rush over and ruin the mystery, your willingness to let the empty space exist makes you a puzzle she actually wants to solve. Think about how modern dating apps work. A younger woman sees a face and swipes instantly based on a split second of data. But when she faces you in the real world, her brain switches systems. It moves past pure looks and starts scanning for dominance cues and environmental competence. A 2010 study published in Evolutionary Psychology confirms that women across cultures consistently prefer men who possess status and resource potential. Those things are rarely found in 25-year-olds. Your age is not a hurdle. It is a giant, neon sign flashing stability ahead. Let's look at how she processes a confident older man. Psychologists call this the halo effect. She sees your tailored suit, hears your steady voice, and her brain automatically fills in the blanks, assuming you are also kind, capable, and great in bed. Your confidence is a psychological cheat code that makes her perceive you as better than you actually are. She is smiling at that perceived package, not just your jokes. It is a biological calculation of mate value. Her smile also relates to her own stress levels. Research shows that being around a truly confident, unbothered older man can lower a woman's cortisol levels. Young guys are erratic and anxious, which spikes her anxiety. You're a biological tranquilizer. She smiles because you represent an emotional harbor. You are not chasing her. You are inviting her into your stable reality. That lack of neediness is almost terrifyingly attractive to her because it signals you have other options. Remember this the next time it happens. You are not a relic. You are a high-value asset in a market flooded with cheap imitations. A younger woman's smile is not charity. It is an application for a different kind of connection. When you look back, don't look away, and don't grin like an idiot. Just nod, hold the gaze for 2 seconds too long, and let that biological calculation finish. If you want more secrets about human attraction, how to read the signals women don't even know they're giving, subscribe now. Stop guessing. Start understanding. Because once you see what's really happening behind that smile, everything changes.